very attention-getting things, eyes, especially if they move, which is why puppets with moving eyes usually capture your attention, even if they're as hideous as my pirate here. He's a rather strange character. Pull his tongue, his ears waggle, and his eyes roll from side to side. Not a chap you'd like to meet on a dark night, but fun to make, and they're easy to make, things like this. There are any number of variations you can do. This is what you have to do. Get a piece of thick paper or thin card and fold it down the middle. Make a crease so that when you cut it out, you cut out the two sides together. I'm going to make a dog here, round the edge and do the ears, and remember that the part that you want is the face, and that should be either round or square. Don't make it long and thin or you run into all sorts of trouble. So here we are, half of a square there, back, and if I open that up, you can see it's pretty well a square in the middle of it, or close to it. Now I put it down and get my compass point and plonk it as closely as I can right into the middle of that fold. And that's the centre of the face, and I start drawing circles. Doesn't really matter where they are, but draw lots of them, because you're going to plonk eyes and mouths down on those circles. I'll do 3. That'll probably be enough for this creature. 1, 2, 3. Now, it's obvious, I think, that if you have something that's pinned through that hole, rotating around behind the face, is going to pass along those circles. So if you start cutting out things like eyes, and I'll put 1 between those 2 circles, 1 over here between those 2 circles, but put the mouth on different circles, it doesn't matter, as long as it's based on the circles, something rotating around there will pass behind them. Cut them out with scissors or a safety knife, and that's the sort of thing you get. There's the dog's face, there are the circles, and there are the holes. And that's the face completed. We'll use the side without the circles pointing to the front. Well, to make something move in it, you need something poking through the mouth. And I've started a bone there on white card, cut the surplus bits off, like that. You can use a cigar or a beak or ears or anything you like, but I'm going to use the bone through the mouth. Turn the face round, poke the bone out through the mouth, and make it so that only the bone shows. And at this point, I do a couple of things. First of all, push a pin through that compass hole, and use a large headed pin so it can't be pulled through the paper. Turn it over and get a cork, pressing it down over the pin. Stops me pricking the fingers, holds the whole thing together. There we go, down like that. Now you can see the principle. If I move that bone to the left, the card goes to the left. Move it to the right, the card goes to the right. The trouble is I've got too much card and I have to trim it all off, and if I do that, it'll come up probably like that. Let me put that one on you and show how we do the rest of it. Dismantle the beast. We would have trimmed all those bits and pieces off, and when we put it together again, that's the sort of result we'll get. Bone through the mouth, pin through the hole in the card, and onto the cork. And that's what you see behind. Move the bone, and the piece of card waggles back and forth behind the eyes. But to the eyes, turn it round, push the bone to one side, and very lightly draw those eyes in. Not too heavily, otherwise you have to do a lot of rubbing out. Push the bone to the other side, and draw the eyes in again. And now if you disconnect it, you'll be able to draw with your pens whatever sort of structure you want on those eyes. There they are, little ghosts of eyes. Let's put a pupil here and this one, pupil here and that one, there and there. We can colour in, do veins, whatever we like. Assemble it again and you've got your working dog. This one's a little bit different, but you can get the idea. Here he is. Move his bone from side to side and his eyes really do dreadful things. That's a simple little creature, but it's very much the one we made. This one is a bird. It seems half awake there. Push its beak there, it's asleep. Wake it up, it looks more astounded than any bird I've ever seen. I think we'll send it to sleep again. It looks a bit better like that. And although the pirate was a rather complex one, with all sorts of things that move, you probably get just as much fun out of making the simple shapes. Even a little chimpanzee getting simple pleasures out of a banana.